Hey everybody, it's Josie. So in today's video I thought I'm just gonna answer some questions because these are questions that kind of keep on showing up over and over again in my emails, in the comments. So the first question, how did I become psychic? Good Catholic girl, loving angels and Jesus, and then boom, all of a sudden you're psychic. What happened? So that's the first question. Second question, am I a vegan? Now, what do I think about people becoming vegans? Is that something that I recommend? So, and finally, do I use my feminine looks to attract more likes and views on YouTube? So if you care to know the answers to these questions, keep on watching. So how did I become psychic? Now let me tell you, let me be completely honest, I do not like the word psychic at all. It's almost like my least favorite word ever. Because, it brings up some archetypes of a woman with long nails and, like big crystal ball and trying to look into the future and, get your money. And so I prefer to use the word intuitive because I feel that's what I am. That really describes the work that I do. Medium is really a communicator with non-physical realities, which I believe we all have these abilities. We just never really care to tune into them. Now, how did I get to this place? Many of you who follow me on YouTube or on my Facebook page, know that, in 2003, my life kind of turned upside down. My dad passed away. So he was a pedestrian, hit by a car, healthiest man alive. And one day your reality changes completely. And not just your reality, your whole family changes. Your life is not the same anymore. So you're dealing with so much grief. And my Catholic Church didn't really help me to deal with that grief. It didn't really answer any of my questions. Now, where do souls really go? Enough with all this heaven and hell business. I want to know if my dad is okay on the other side. That's what I wanted to know. And I went to see a medium for the first time in my life. And actually received a really strong confirmation from my dad. And that was the beginning of my own healing journey through mediumship. I got so interested in this and I thought, if there's a way to communicate with them, so I can do this every day, I can communicate with him or anybody else on the other side. So I got interested. I went to study with a bunch of different really interesting teachers and mediums and psychics and card readers because I wanted to understand how intuition works. And it was sort of like a hobby for me. It was a personal interest. But one of my teachers told me, if you want to become a medium, you have to practice. I traveled the world. I did readings everywhere, for like 20 bucks. If you want a reading, I'm practicing my mediumship skills. Can I maybe do a reading for you? And the people agreed. I would read everybody. So 1,000 people later, even more than that, I now understand how intuition works. I know what's going on the other side. So that's great because, I get a little bit of kind of everything that I teach comes from experience and understanding. It may be different from yours. And that's fine, man. It's all about, my experience. If it can serve anybody. So that's what I want. Question number 2, am I a vegan? The answer is no, I'm not a vegan. Now, I want you to know that I do not eat meat. Many years ago, like 20 years ago, I made a really clear decision that I don't want to eat meat anymore. I wasn't particularly spiritual. At the time, it was just a very easy choice. It was a conscious choice. So my stance on anything that I decided, I don't want to be labeled anything. Not a vegan, not Catholic, not psychic, because everything that creates a label creates a separation. Certainly, you know, I encourage people to have plant-based diet because I think it's just a common sense. It's healthier for you. Again, it fills your body with the nutrients versus standard diets. So, but that's all comes down to making conscious choices. I know many vegans who are not nice people, and I know many meat eaters who are nice people. So you cannot judge somebody by their label. You look inside. You see who these people are on the inside, what contribution they create in the world. Are they really bringing more harmony, or are they creating more fears? So, and that's my stance, not to be labeled anything, but to promote conscious choices, because towards all life, not just animals, to all human beings, towards all life, that compassion comes from the heart. When you live from the heart, you cannot harm another human being or an animal. It's simply impossible. The more conscious we become, the better world we will create. Finally, now the question about, do I really use my feminine looks to attract more kind of likes and views on YouTube, you know, to whoever asked this question? So here's my answer. You know, I was kind of thinking about it, and you know, it turns out that it's kind of true. I'm guilty of that. So what I decided to do, I'm actually gonna, you know, I'll stop growing my hair and I'll stop washing it all together. You know, I'll put no makeup on and not brushing my teeth, just sit down in my really old t-shirt that has ketchup stains on it, and I actually have that t-shirt. So I'll sit down in front of this camera and I'll sit with a really sad face so you can feel a little bit better about yourself. Okay, that's not going to happen. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm here to remind you to become the fullest, the brightest version of yourself possible. You know, life is short. Don't waste any time. Don't ever listen to anybody out there who tell you don't be this or don't be that, so they can feel a little bit better about themselves. Become the fullest expression of you, because there's only one you that is out there. So be the most authentic and powerful version of yourself, and that's what I'm here to remind you. So I actually forgot what was the original kind of theme for this video. Oh boy. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope it was helpful for you in some way, and you want to share your stories, please go ahead, put them in the comments below. And I'm sending you all my love. Be well. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.